guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Shannon. Thanks so much for stopping by. If it's your first time here, I hope by the end of the video you will consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell so that you can be a part of this amazing group of people that I've been so blessed to have encountered here on YouTube. Truly, I have such an amazing subscriber base and I could not be more thankful, honestly. So I'm sure as you saw the title, this is going to be like my favorite Holy Grail base brushes. Some of them are dirty, you guys. I use these brushes. They are my ride or die. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So the first one I have is a powder brush from Sonia Kashuk. I'm not exactly sure if this exact brush is still available because I got this when she was clearancing out her line before she sort of revamped her line. But I will say I have several Sonia Kashuk brushes and I have had amazing luck with them. They are a little bit pricey for drugstore, but I think they're definitely worth it. I have washed all of my Sonia Kashuk brushes several times and I have no issues with shedding or like the ferrule coming apart. So this is the number 1 powder brush and I use this just about every day to kind of just set the remainder of my face with pressed powder. So I really love this guy here. The next one is my Morphe M444. This is one of my all-time favorite foundation brushes. You can find this guy at Ulta. What I love about this brush is it's extremely dense, so I find that not only does this really buff out my foundation, but it really keeps the coverage instead of it, you know, like your foundation being soaked inside to like the sponge or the brush. This really doesn't do that for me. So I really love this. This is probably my second favorite foundation brush ever. I need to get a backup because when this guy is dirty, I really miss it. Next is the IT Cosmetics. This is the, sorry guys, the 227 Flawless brush. As you can see, I really like this guy for blush. I feel like angled brushes really just hug the cheekbones and make it really easy to apply blush. I will say I have always purchased my IT Cosmetics brushes while they were on sale. I would never pay that kind of cash for a brush. I'm sorry, $50. $30, it's just a lot of money for a brush. So typically I will pick them up whenever they mark them down and I think they're great quality brushes. I don't think they're $50 good, but I think all of the ones that I have I really enjoy and I use them pretty regularly. The other brush that I like for blush is this guy here. This is an old brush. I'm not going to feature it too much. I'm just basically going to show you this duplicate, which I also love for blush because it really does, like anytime I have a super pigmented blush that I'm kind of scared of, I use a stippling brush, and what that does is it basically keeps you from going overboard, and so as you can see, it's almost like a duo fiber, some people call them, where it's denser at the bottom and then you have these little hairs that stick up. It just keeps me from going overboard. So this is the Eco Tools one. I love this one just as much as this really old guy. I should probably retire this one, but you know, he's just been around for a while and I just love him. So those I use for that purpose only. This guy here is another Eco Tools brush. As you can see, it comes to sort of like a point. It's kind of like a fan brush, but not. And I love this for applying bronzer. Because it comes to that point, I can really like place it where I want it, and then I can turn it sideways and blend it out. This is a great brush. Eco Tools makes great quality brushes. I have several of them for the eyes and for the face, and this is called the Full Brush. The next one I have is another IT Cosmetics brush. This is the Airbrush Blurring Foundation. This is a nice foundation brush. It's not my ride or die. I much prefer the Morphe one and then another one that I will show you in a minute. But what I do like this for is concealer. I know some of you might look at this and think this is far too big for concealer, but I personally really enjoy it. I think it does a great job at really blending out my concealer and not leaving any streaks behind, but kind of keeping that coverage exactly where I want it. So yeah, I think I got this like free with the purchase of the CC cream, and I do really like it, and as you can see, I mean, I use it. All right, next up is the IT Cosmetics Velvet Luxe Soft Focus Sculpting Brush. Again, I really love this brush, mostly for bronzing. I pretty much use this angled one for blush. It's a little bit softer, a little less dense, and then I use this one for bronzing. I also like that this is a little bit dense and stiffer than the other for bronzing because I can kind of lay it sort of flat and chisel out because it does have that kind of stiff edge, if you will. So while these brushes are very, very nice quality, this Velvet Luxe line, I could not tell you guys how much this is. It's the number 315. Again, I got it on sale. I just would never pay that kind of money for a brush, you guys. There's so many great drugstore brushes. All right, next up, I have a couple from that Wet n Wild collection that they came out with over the holidays. You guys, I think there were 10 brushes in that kit. They were originally $30. I purchased them when they marked them down to $15. And, you know, I did not think at the time that I was going to love these brushes as much as I do. If I would have known then what I know now, I would have purchased a second one for sure. I use just about every single brush that came in that kit, which is pretty amazing considering there were 10 brushes. And oftentimes when I buy brushes in bulk, I'll gravitate to a few of them and then the other ones just go in my backup brush stash and I forget about them. So the first one here, there's no numbers, you guys. I'm super sorry about that. I'm pretty sure they do have this set available on their website, but they are rose gold instead of silver. But this is the highlight one. It's very, very flimsy, and I love this guy for like precise highlight application. You know, when I really want to get the tops of the cheekbones or the bridge of my nose or my Cupid's bow, this guy is amazing for those types of situations, and I just think these brushes are amazing quality. The next one is this domed guy here. I like this one for bronzing. It's kind of a multitask brush. You could use this for several different things. It's dense but not too dense. And I really enjoy it. This guy here I love for nose contour. I use this every single day to contour my nose, to contour my lower lip, to make my lips look fuller. This is just the perfect amount of soft yet stiff enough to do what it needs to do. I love that it comes to that sort of, I mean, you can see exactly where I place the brush in the powder and exactly how I use it. These are super handy to have around. If you don't have one in your collection, I would say check this out. If you don't want to get the kit, you could also get this one from e.l.f. I've had this guy for a long time. I will say this does shed periodically, but I've also had this for a really long time, you guys. This is the contouring brush. I think it was $3, if I remember correctly, $3 or $5. I have used this so much that it literally separated from the ferrule and I super glued it because I couldn't bear to throw it away. So that's how much I love this guy. Typically, if this guy is too dirty to use, if I'm in between my bi-weekly cleaning, then I will pull this guy out as my backup. All right, next is this one from SL Miss Glam. This is the B36 Tapered Highlight. This was in collaboration with Ipsy. I love this for like my baked gelée formulas when it comes to highlight. It really picks up the product better than that flimsy one, and it buffs it right in. I think this is such a beautiful brush. It comes to sort of like that point, so you could get really precise with it, or you can lay it flat and kind of do a more bold highlight. But yes, I think her brushes are absolute great quality, and I really love that brush. All right, the next ones are a set that you can find at Walmart. These are the Moda Oval brushes. These are, I want to say, 16 and change, closer to $17. You guys, this is my all-time favorite foundation brush of life. Now, I will say it's a pain in the rear to clean because it's extremely dense, but it does clean up. It also takes double the amount of time to dry out because it is so dense. But because it is so dense, this provides the most coverage of any of my brushes. out of my foundations, and also it leaves such a flawless application. I think these are best with those thick foundations that are kind of hard to work with, kind of hard to move around. This guy is like the bulldozer of foundation brushes. I know that's such a weird example, but you can see I have literally worn off the beautiful sort of mermaid thing they have going on here, because these are some of my most used brushes. So I love this. This one here, as you can see, it's got the shade of contour. I use this for all of my cream contours. And then this guy is kind of like my backup. So when those two are dirty and I can't use them, then I'll go in with this guy either for foundation or for blending out the contour. I usually just have to kind of lay it sideways. But you guys, if you have not tried these out, I highly, highly, highly recommend them. I know Real Techniques has oval brushes as well, but I think these are better, and you get 4 of them for 17 bucks. Now the really teeny tiny one, it's supposed to be the eye brush. I don't ever use that one. It just kind of wound up in the container of brushes that never get used. But I mean, 3 brushes for 17 bucks. I think that's a great deal. This is another Sonia Kashuk brush. This is a natural haired brush. I use this today to apply my bronzer. That's typically what I will use it for. Again, I just really think her brushes are excellent quality. This came in a set so many moons ago, and to be honest, you guys, I think it was 10 to 15 brushes in the set, and I still have all of them to this day, and I still use all of them to this day. So this one I love for like precise bronzing if I really want to kind of diffuse a really pigmented bronzer out. This is my go-to, and I absolutely adore it. This guy here is the Real Techniques setting brush, and I use this every single day to kind of I use this with my powder contours to really sort of chisel out the cheekbones. It is just the perfect shape. I believe this is meant to set your under eyes, but I'm not really that kind of girl that sets like that. I usually just set with a damp sponge under my eyes. So this for me was better suited for contouring. It comes to a perfect point. It makes it perfect to really kind of get that contour exactly where you want it, and then you can again flip it on its side and blend it out. So I love this. If you have this, I think it comes in a set, but if you do have it and you're not reaching for it, try it for contouring. I think you'll really like it for that. And then the last one I have, you guys, is from Target, and it breaks my soul because I don't think this is available anymore. You know, I saw these go on clearance around the holidays, and I should have totally picked up a couple backups because this is my all-time favorite concealer brush. All-time favorite. I've been babying it and not using it as frequently because I can't seem to find it anymore. I just thought they were going on sale, like it was a holiday sale. But yeah, I don't see them in store anymore. If you guys see this brush, please let me know where I can get it. I'm pretty sure it was called the complexion brush. It doesn't say it anywhere on here anymore because I've washed it so many times. But overall, this brush has been great. It hasn't shed, it hasn't broken apart, and it's just the perfect, I stamp my concealer in with this brush basically, and it's just perfect. It blends it out beautifully, seamlessly. Again, it's nice and dense, so it doesn't take any coverage away, and I love this. If you guys see it anywhere, please let me know down below where you see it because I would love to get a couple backups, and if you see it, I highly encourage you to pick up one for yourself. The last brushes I have in this everyday container, I just usually keep them in this acrylic sort of situation. I believe I got this at TJ Maxx for probably $8, are these 2 IT Cosmetics brushes. I just got these and I'm currently going to be testing these out. So I will keep you posted on those. I did recently, I think I posted the video of the haul with those in it. If you haven't seen it, it'll be out soon. And then this is the Blush Crush brush from Real Techniques that I picked up a while back. It's in a haul video. And you guys, I like this brush. It's kind of like a duo fiber. I don't love it for foundation though. I will say it's not my favorite brush for foundation. What I've been using it for is for like all over sort of like, I like to take my butter bronzer, and after every makeup application, I like to just dust the butter bronzer all over to sort of kind of fuse everything together. It just makes everything look so much more natural. And I really like it for that. So if I could purchase this all over again, I don't know if I would have. I don't use it, I guess, as much as I thought I would, but it does look really pretty with these gold ones, right? So if anything, it looks pretty in the container. But I mean, as far as spending your hard-earned money, I don't know if I would do it all over again, knowing what I know now. So anyways, you guys, I hope that was helpful for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I do have a favorite most used eyeshadow brushes video also that I've already posted. You can find it just scrolling. I'm sorry, I don't link things, you guys. I'm sorry. When I upload, I'm in such a scramble in the morning that I just don't have the time right now to dedicate to an in-depth description box. I will get there, I promise you, bear with me. But if you're curious as to what my favorite eyeshadow brushes are, I have already posted that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.